back and welcome to the second installment of what I am absolutely in no wise going to be buying from now until the Christmas holidays, which are, I would like to remind you, more than 2 months away still. So, moving right along on my list, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Surreal Light Palette. Now, we all know that Hourglass, they make these amazing illuminating highlighting powders, right? And they have like the full-size individual ones, and you can also get the ambient lighting palette, the 3-pan one. It's like $62. It's supposed to be amazing, supposed to be life-changing. Everybody raves about it. I actually am interested in that, but they have come out in recent holiday collections with several limited edition edit palettes. So it's basically illuminators plus, and of course, because they're limited edition, they're like, well, you better buy it now if you want to try all of our products. Some of these we have never released before, some of them maybe never release again. You better give us your money right now. So this current iteration of the Insanity is $80. Oh my gosh, it's an $80 palette with a plastic case that's painted to look like marble, but I hate to break it to you, she ain't marble, she's plastic, okay? You get an ambient lighting powder in Surreal Light, which is like a nude color. Then you get an ambient lighting powder in Surreal Bronze, which is like a tanner shade, but it's like with the Surreal Light illuminators. And then you get a blush. Actually, I'm sorry, you get 2 blushes, and then you get a strobe lighting powder in Surreal Stroke, which is supposed to be like a peachy powder. Now, here's the thing. First off, if you look at the photos on the Sephora website, you don't get a sense of how small this actually is. It looks like it's big. It looks like it's at least as big as the Kat Von D palettes, right? No. Each of those little small pans is... Some people say they're the size of a quarter. They're a little bit bigger than that, but not by much, okay? This is a compact that will fit in your hand. It's, it's gonna be kind of big in your hand, but still, she ain't big, okay? Now, cover up with your hand, cover up one of the blush shades and look at the other one and move your hand back and forth. Guess what? Almost identical. I mean, really, almost identical. Now, cover up that great big strobe lighting powder and look at the plain glow powder, whatever it's called, on the lower right. Again, super similar. They're not the same, I know, but they're so similar. Do you really need to pay $80 for this? Absolutely not. Unless you collect this brand, I really just think that your $80 would be better spent somewhere else. Now, I love highlighters and illuminators. I'm the first person to tell you that. I do collect them. However, I collect wisely, which means that I will never buy something that I don't fully intend to use and use a lot and love, which is why I love to go to Sephora or to Ulta and just kind of swatch things and see how they look on my skin. Then I go outside and I see how they look in the natural light, because especially when you have a product like this, a still photograph, it can't really tell you what the deal is. You have to play with it on your skin. You have to see how much shimmer, how much glitter, what the deal is with this powder, especially at an $80 price point. Unless you are a die-hard Hourglass fan and you're like, I just absolutely have to get this, this is one that y'all can just skip right over, because all it is holiday hype. If this was not a limited edition holiday palette, I don't think people would be paying much attention to this, but they're going, oh, limited edition, gotta buy, do it now, buy it now. Can we stop the madness? Let's just stop the madness. Or maybe not stop the madness, but maybe we could slow the madness down. Turn it down to a dull roar, because just no. Okay, next up on my def list is the Sephora Collection More Than Meets the Eye eyeshadow palette. Now, this thing is $36, but they're telling you it's a $145 value, which I'm not really sure how they compute that, because it's not like the eyeshadows in here are all the same size as if you were to buy like individual pots. But anyway, you do get a metric butt ton of shadows in here. The thing is, none of the shades are really unique. They're pretty, but most of them are basic nudes, and they're not named either. They're just numbered, right? So there's only a couple that really stick out. Like there's that. And see, there's another thing too, like look in here, like at the numbers, it's like, well, which number applying to which one? I think they're at the upper left. I think that's how they're doing it. So like, for example, 25 is this really bright kind of teal kind of color, which looks pretty, and it looks like maybe it's a little sparkly. You have a really interesting metallic green, shade number 4, but really those are the only two that are standing out to me. Now, if you are going to buy this as a gift for somebody like maybe a college student who doesn't have a lot of makeup, or they don't have any makeup that's like, you know, of decent quality, this might be something to get them. Although the outside also, it looks like one of the Sephora bags. And I don't want to basically become a walking advertisement for Sephora. I mean, I already kind of am on my YouTube channel, I guess, but the point is, I don't think that we need to be spending $36 on this. I definitely don't, because again, you know, I have this like large and very robust makeup collection, so I just don't need to be buying these palettes for the sake of buying them. The other thing that I find a little bit annoying is the layout of the shadows. Basically, rather than doing it just in rows, they've turned it, you know, kitty corner so that they're in diagonal rows, which is fine, but it's just kind of like, well, why? Because if I want to see them in rows, I'm going to have to turn the palette, and it's just kind of like there's no reason for it. You know, there's no reason for it. Okay, and it doesn't even come with a brush. But anyway, it's just my opinion. I won't be buying it, but this is not as egregious an offender as some of the other products that I talk about, just because the price, you know, it is $36, but it is what it is. I just think it's unnecessary. That's really my issue with it. So I will not be buying that one. Okay, next up is the Marc Jacobs Beauty Style Icon number 20 eyeshadow palette. This thing is ridiculous. This is one that really gets me a little hot under the collar, just because they want $99 for this. So $100 for an eyeshadow palette. How many shadows do you get? You get 20? Yeah, you get 20 for $100. Now you might be saying, okay, well that means there's $5 in eyeshadow. Okay, fine, but let's look at these shadows. Let's just look at them for a minute. Do you see anything there that you don't already have? Probably not, unless you are brand new to makeup, and if you're brand new to makeup, you're probably not spending $100 on a Marc Jacobs palette, right? It's a plastic case. Sure, it's gold, which I guess is festive, and you can make a variety of looks using just the shadows in this palette. So if you're the kind of person where you will only buy a palette if you can do your entire eye look from that one palette, I guess the color arrangement makes sense, but it's still ridiculously overpriced. $100. You could get 3 Becca highlighters for, it would be a couple dollars more, but still, because what are the Becca highlighters? They're like 38 bucks, right? So you could get 2.5, 2 5/8 for this palette. $99. No. Don't waste your money. This is a waste. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure that they're good quality shadows, but again, unless the angels from heaven are going to come and put them on my face, not paying $100 for this. You don't need it. Your money is better spent elsewhere. Okay, we're going to do one more in this video, and this is the most expensive item to date. This is the Bobbi Brown 25th Anniversary Nude Library Eyeshadow Palette. It's $200. So basically, you get this thing, and it looks like kind of like a metal CD case. And you open it opens up like a book, and you see that you have basically a little folio of eyeshadows. And they're all beautiful. Bobbi Brown, beautiful colors, right? She kind of draws and takes from tones that she finds naturally in women's skin. And these are all 201, I am sure, gorgeous, flattering shades. You have the first kind of half of the folio is more warm tone, then you have the back, which is more cool, or did I get that backwards? I might have gotten it backwards, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, they're very similar, however. So basically, you are going to wind up with, let's see, there's 20 per side, so you're going to wind up with 40 basically safe shades. You don't need that many, and if you really look, you're going to see that a lot of these shadows are super similar, okay? Look at the middle shadow of Stonewash Nudes, and then look at of Nectar and Nude, and then look at the middle shadow of Neons and Nudes. They're almost identical, right? I mean, really, really close to each other, okay? And it doesn't stop there. I mean, look at the rightmost shade in the Neons and Nudes. And then look at the shade that's second from the right in Nectar and Nude. Do you see how similar they are? They are different, but not by much. Going on to the back flap. Look at this. The first two rows are called Nude on Nude and Navy and Nude. And the first shadow of Nude on Nude looks a heck of a lot like the fourth shadow in Navy and Nude. Right? Now, if you are like a Bobbi Brown addict or you own absolutely no safe neutral eyeshadows and you want to treat yourself, fine, treat yourself. But there is absolutely no reason to spend $200 on this. I'm sorry, there just isn't. You already own these shades. You do. You own these shades. So do I. Probably from multiple brands. Save your $200. Okay, thanks, bye. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching me spout off about ridiculous makeup for a couple minutes. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye-bye!